Hi, Evan Pantazi, here to talk about Kyusho again. I just got done with a couple days of travel, and that's why there wasn't a video yesterday, or it's going to be sparse because I went to France to do a 3-day course, of course, travel time, and also I got private training here at my new location. I'll be down here for a couple of weeks before I get back to life as normal. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Kyusho and how it takes the blinders of styles off the practitioner. Now, when we get into a style, we get blinded by that style. We want to know everything about it. It's fun. It's a great time. The methods seem to work very well, but we get blinded by that, and we sort of tend to push off that there's many other styles and ways of doing things out there. Now, Kyusho helps us get past those blinders because we don't look at the specific techniques or the actions. We look at the targets and the tools to enact certain dysfunctions on human bodies. We're not really concerned so much with a particular style or curriculum to get to a certain down level. We open our minds to what we can accomplish and how to accomplish certain tasks rather than certain techniques. The technique is inconsequential. You need to know, of course, the targets, ways to get to those targets, and that's why we call them tools, how to separate between the muscles, the ligaments, the bones, the tendons, and get to the deeper anatomical functions or anatomical structures we need to access to cause dysfunction inside the body, not just damaging the outside of the body. So taking that into context, what we do is we'll take a look at how to do that, okay, in actual movement, okay, and spontaneous responses. This past weekend, as an example, in France, we were working a lot with the fighting distances, going from the initial setup of two people squaring off, measuring their distancing from each other with punches, kicks, whatever their particular style enables them to do, and then closing those distances and seeing our options as we close those distances. Not so much as a striker, not so much as a grappler, but as a combination. All right, so we look at anything that works to get us to that, and we don't lock ourselves into a set method to get to a specific target. We just see how we get there naturally. What's our tendencies? Because everybody practices a different style in Kyusho. We're not locked into one particular style, so we have to do it a particular way. We allow the people to do what their body wants them to do, which makes them actually better. You cannot force your body structure or your physical attributes or your movements on another person. They have their own set, and they have to find those naturally, no matter what style they take. Now, Kyusho, we are always training with people of many different styles. We're cross-training all the time. So you might be squared off against a karate stylist or a Wing Chun stylist or a Tai Chi stylist, grapplers, and we had them all in France this past weekend and in every seminar we do. And it's great because you might not have ever known how a Shotokan practitioner, as an example, moves. Okay, and you might think that your art of grappling or whatever can get past anybody's actions until you, of course, meet that person and find out that they're pretty skilled at doing whatever they need to. They might keep you at distance. You might never be able to grab them, all right, because they're so talented with a long-range game. Okay, and consequential, if you think you're great at the long range game, but there's someone good at entering and they get in on you, if you've never trained that, well, you're in trouble. So we closed those distances, but in those processes we didn't make a set technique. We help them to understand that they have a target and they need to get to it in a certain manner and way of enacting that target, but not the technique they use. Again, we allow them to do what they need to do. Now, we did have one day that we worked a lot on elbows because a lot of people, they have elbows in their style. and they use them as sticks and bludgeons rather than knives to stab or slice into specific targets. And remember, Kyusho is not an external art, it's an internal art. We're trying to get to the inside of the body, not just batter the outside of the body. So it's a different game altogether. So when you enter Kyusho, the main lesson is to get past your style. Okay, don't think of martial art. Think of accessing the weaker vulnerabilities of your opponent, and that's the main concern. So again, we don't work with technique. We work more with the targets and the tools. So again, if you can take your mind off a particular style and look at the weaknesses of the human body, it serves you better. And I'm not to say that styles are bad, okay? I enjoy training in the jujitsus, I enjoy training in the kempos and the karate styles that I train in. It's wonderful, it gives me valuable insights. It actually gives me fighting ability, all right? But again, I'm not blinded by one particular style. And again, I'm not saying to ditch your style, okay? Just learn to work naturally rather than being forced to do specific techniques in actuality, because some of the things that we do in dojo don't apply in real combative actions. Sorry about that, I'm still jet lagged. And again, when you watch these videos, a lot of people turn the videos off because they hear it's just a talking video instead of a demonstrative action against another. And people watch YouTube, of course, for entertainment value. They like to see people fall down, go boom. But it's beyond that. You need to really check all the aspects of anything in particular that you're interested with to get the true flavor, the true worth of that particular entity, in this case, Kyusho. Thanks for watching. Take care.